Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. It's an exciting day. No, actually, it's an incredible day. We are going to talk about every single product that's made by Microwear. Microwear is a smartwatch company that actually makes these things, and they're going full guns to get their products out there, including showing up this week in China at a very special Global Sources Mobile Electronics Show in Hong Kong. 18th through 21st of October. If you're in the neighborhood, drop in, check it out, where they will be exhibiting all four of these watches: the Microwear H1, H2, X2, and L1. And guess what? They're all here. Yeah, every single one of them. Oh, we're going to take a look at them and pump out some quick reviews because we definitely want you guys to see these. Now, the H1, we already did a review on that. Check the show notes, and probably at the end in the corners I'll have a link to this one so you can take a look at the H1 review. But we have not seen the H2 or the L1 or the new band, the X2. So, where do you want to start? Let's begin with this one. The X2 now is Microwear's entry into the smart band smartwatch category. Kind of a crossover between the two, fitness device. Let's take a look inside. There it is. Oh, things are falling out from below. Look at that. You get extra bands with this one too. Nice. All right. We've got a screwdriver. We got a charging cable. Ooh, with a very interesting and unique head to it. Don't lose this one. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the watch. Oh, nice. Look at that. Got a bright red button so you know where on is. This is a black with green band. Oh, I'm impressed. Very elastic, stretchy TPU. Looks like this is really made for going in and under water. It's removable as well, it looks like. Challenging a bit, though. You got to have a hexadecimal or T3 probably, or a T4 type screwdriver to take them off. But I don't think you're going to find bands, antennas in these bands. It's got a power button there and a menu button, it looks like, there. On the bottom, the heart rate sensors are here, and this is where we charge it. Now, if I go backward, it's not gonna, the magnets are gonna connect, but look, the pins aren't connecting. You have to make sure you have it turned the right way so the pins line up, and it holds pretty good. So, you got a charging wire, USB connected. We have designer case. Interesting design on this one. Once we turn it on and get it going, I'll put it on my arm and show it to you. All right. And all in all, a fitness device. And an extra pair of bands comes with it. Look at that. Not sure the size of those, but it doesn't matter this size. It matters that size. Probably it really matters the whole thing for the look because you want it to contour. So you can use the bands that come with it. So this one is definitely a green and black or a black and green, depending on which you want. The band's not reversible, but it is interchangeable. Cool. All right. We have a manual comes with it to the X2 user's manual in English. And we'll page through this one. Yep, full IP68 level waterproofing. You can shower with it, swim, everything. By the way, when they say shower, they're really talking a cold shower. You don't want to put this under warm water or hot water, no matter what the IP rating is. It's not really made for that. It's cold water. There's the QR code you want to scan, and that will get you access to the app to download. And I'm not seeing the name of it on this one. Oh, yeah, there it is. It's, again, the Fundu app. Which could be the Fundu band. There's just different ones for the watches and such. Nonetheless, as I've mentioned, you can also try MediaTek Smart Device as an app or the WiiWare, W-I-I-Ware app to see how well it all connects. And this is from either iOS or Android, and that's more or less what the app looks like. It will tether via Bluetooth. And here's more information. Wow, okay. The blood pressure, blood oxygen sensor in here. Take a look at all of that in a moment. And a warranty. All right, and that's the X2. So, like we do with all of them, we're going to charge it up, turn it on, and check it out. How about a little background information on the Microwear X2 before we begin? This is what it looks like, but you saw that already. And here's what's inside of it, okay? It's a different kind of a chip, an NRF51822, for those of you knowing what that means. It's got 32 kilobytes and 256K ROM, is definitely waterproof. Has all these different kind of functions, including blood oxygen, blood pressure, and heart rate. The sedentary reminder pedometer, all the standard stuff. And an OLED screen with a 96 by 96 pixel display. Not a full displayable screen as you're about to see. It's going to have long battery life as a result, especially with a 480 milliamp hour battery. You're going to get 6 months of standby time. And look at this, 70 to 90 days of use time, and it only takes 2 hours to charge. That's what we want to see on all of our watches. But again, you got to have a really tiny screen and very low power consumption to make that a reality. All right, it is compatible with these different operating systems, and there's your installed languages. Well, with those kind of specs, what exactly does this thing look like? Let's get it ready. We got a cover, little plastic cover on top of the heart rate diode. Going to hit the power button. This is power. Little vibration. Wow, and it came on instantly. We can take that cover off. And as you can see, the display is relatively small inside this great big circle. It's black and white. And if I tap that button, I can change watch faces between 3 different choices. Yeah, I know. This is a basic tethering kind of a watch for sports. So its activity is going to be the most important part, not the glorious 400 by 400 pixel display. But you're getting 6 months worth of standby out of this one, right? Here, now watch this. Go. 1. I didn't even get up to 2 seconds and it turns on. Very fast boot time, but it does just a set of functions. It's not a full-on Android. It has to load an operating system like that. When I tap the top button, and I do it sequentially, I can switch through the 3 different displays for time. And it's not a great big, you saw it said 90 by 90 pixels inside this whole thing. I don't know if you can see there's some symbols around the edges, but as far as I can tell, they're not active. They're just kind of subdued and they're there. That button is active though. And this cycles through a variety of different options. As we walk through them, it comes around eventually back to time. And time can be adjusted here on the screen that you want. And the bottom button cycles on and off for the screen, or press and hold, and it turns the watch off completely. Okay? Now, and it doesn't last long, so you got to keep moving. I'm going to turn it on. We'll go to the first station. This is your history of your steps, your kilometers walked, and your calories burned. When I press the button, I go to the next level, which is health, and so forth. Okay? Now, let's go back to the beginning one here. If I press this button, nothing happens. And if I press this button, it goes back to time and turns off. When I go to the second level, health, and I press this button, I get into heart rate, and I start the heart rate. Now, this is an interesting thing. You see, it's actually getting a pulse off of nothing. So when you see that on a watch, be careful you check the data to make sure that it's accurate and matches with another source when you're taking your readings. because I am getting a reading and there's nothing covering the diode. Some of the other ones will tell you, that there's nothing there or a bad connection. But I'm getting some reasonable numbers just doing it in midair. All right, I'm going to put my finger on it. There, it popped out of that. And I'm going to try it again. Oh, health and start heart rate. You may see some flickering on the screen on the video. It's not actually doing that. There. It's something to do with the beat frequency, I guess, of the refresh rate of the camera versus the same thing happening in the watch. And so it's giving us some funny looking little lines going across the screen. Okay, now I'm getting a very similar pulse, 74, to what I was getting just measuring the air, 72, 66. It's jumping all over the place. Not sure about the heart rate values. Not really sure about that. Let's come out of here and press again, and we go into blood pressure. Let's hold and press, and now it's going to be taking our blood pressure. Again, it's using the optical PPG method, which is working with the heart wave that's being collected, if you say, from the green diode shining into your wrist or your finger or whatever, and monitoring the change in the blood oozing through your capillaries will change the light, and that reflected light coming back is what it uses to determine your medical data. I'm getting 116/76. It's reasonable. It seems a little low for me, but it's reasonable. And let's see if it'll do it on thin air. If I touch that, start it over again. I'm not holding it on the bottom at all. Let's see if we get an actual reading or not. It just read 0 before, too, when we actually were touching it. Interesting. 117/77. I'm not going to give this one a good feeling for the accuracy of the medical data. I got to be honest with you. I'm a little concerned, more than a little, that you can get what looks like valid blood pressure very close to what I actually got touching the sensor when I'm not touching it at all. If I touch it again, after blood pressure, I go into blood oxygen. Press it, and it should measure the blood oxygen content of the air. We're going to try that first. Blood oxygen is something, I guess, it's the amount of oxygen that's in your blood. And if you're into training and health, you know what that probably means for you. Usually the numbers are coming in the high 90s, 95 to 99. And the air around me has a blood oxygen of 94. Okay. I'm not even going to bother putting my finger on it. And then you go into another thing. This is the sleep time from last night. So if you wear the watch, you can get a reading on your sleep time. Pressing the side button doesn't do anything, so it must be automatic on this one. And that's it for the health, right? We went through heart rate. We went through blood pressure, blood oxygen, and sleep time. That was health. Now we press it again, we go into sport. Now when we press the side, you have options of running, cycling, basketball, swimming, table tennis, badminton, climbing, football, and that's it. Okay. Which one are you curious about? Running? Okay. Whoops. Let me go back to sport. Getting these in the right sequence is tricky. Running. No? Oh, I did it anyway. Sorry, gang. Running is what we're testing. And I pressed this button a second time. And you see it's starting to calculate time, calories burned. It's reading my invisible heart rate there. And that's my number of steps. So if I were running, because I'm in running, this would give you that data. And when you're done, I presume we press something. This one? Looks like it. Okay, I thought this was just on and off, but that apparently is the pause or stop button. And the data is too low to be saved, so it's not going to do anything with that. Running, cycling, basketball, swimming, table tennis, badminton, climbing, and kissing. Let's see how many... Oh, it definitely does your heart rate and your calories burn. That's all that matters, folks. You gotta love it. This could be very fun. Mrs. Tix, are you around? Where is she? Never mind. We'll work with that later. And if you want to take a pause during the... Wow, look at all the calories. I'm embarrassed. I'm blushing and it's burning a whole bunch of calories. And nice, go for it. Oh, I think this is getting a little... This is supposed to be a GP channel. Then messages would be where you'd look at any messages that come in when you're tethered to your phone. And tools. Tools, we have Vision. Oh, Vision is the QR code. This is what you want to scan in order to download the Fondue Pro. I already tried that. That's what the app is that will match with your watch here. The Fondue Pro. Vision. And there's also the version. It's version 0.0.4. And anything else in here in tools? There. Stopwatch. Okay. We have a little stopwatch going. Oh, cool. It's still working. I think it goes for 1 hour and then starts over again. What else? Anything else? Tools. Version. Barcode. Stopwatch. Reset the watch. And that's it. So, all these things cycle when you press this button back to time. Certain ones, when you're in them, have access through the side. Like here, when you get into health, you press that once, and that gets you into another menu that you can cycle through all those things. Notice it came out of health, then went to sport, then went to message. Goes to tool, I press it once here, and then I can cycle through the items that are available there, including reset. Well, didn't reset. Okay, tool. Reset. Maybe I need to press and hold. Looks like it. All right, I think that just reset it. And then finally, press and hold. Turns it off and it vibrated. Cool, sorta. A little concerned about the health data. Doesn't seem to be really reading the biometrics, but check it out if you get this watch when you go into health to see if it seems to be working for you anyway. Health, heart rate, blood pressure, blood oxygen. And if I go in here and I start it, now it's running the diode. And you guys haven't seen it on anyway, so I'm going to put it on. Wow, a really nice band. Look at that band. Lots of holes in here and very flexible. Nice band. 2 of them. You can put it green to the outside, and it's got a little green highlight circle, if you can see that, around the edges. And there it's reading my heart rate, which now it says is 94. And that seems a bit high. Well, jump back down to 77, 80s, 81, 77. Kind of flying all over the place. I tell you, I think if you only need to know that your heart rate is somewhere between 50 and 150, this is probably accurate enough. Maybe 70 to 90 might be pushing it. To get it down to 1 or 2 digits, I think you might not find that there's enough accuracy in this device to give you that kind of a reading. But nonetheless, you got to check it out on yourself. And one of the really nice features about this Microwear X2, there we go, is the fact that, let's get out of here, come back to our watch face. There we go. All right, is the fact that it is claimed to be waterproof. So, I'm not sure how I can tell this because it doesn't stay on that long, but we'll drop it in the water. And as usual, the display becomes non-functional when it is wet. So you got to get everything set up beforehand. But it's definitely immersible. There, it lit up all on its own, and it changed its own watch face. Look at that. That's part of what happens when you stick these watches, even if they are IP68 like this one. When you stick them in water, they are waterproof. They're not water functional. Just remember that. Not just this one, but all of them. They're going to find that. You also don't want to push the buttons underwater because water could definitely seep in then. But you should be able to swim in it, shower in it, as long as it's not hot water, and it should survive that just fine. All right, that's it. You've been watching a video review of the Microwear X2. Down below in the show notes, you'll find a consolidated buying link you can press on. It gives you all the different options to purchase this band. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.